Holy, we just dumped like crazy, bro. I have to like rechart everything, bro. It's all everything I had on here is like cooked. So, um, yeah. Snoop, are you having a hard time sitting still? Amy, I might have to let him go out with you, honestly. He's getting. I feel like he doesn't want to sit here. Do you care if I bring him out? Oh, okay. That's cool. How long is charting session? I'll probably I'll probably try and stay on. We can talk and chart up. I'm curious to see where we open at, so I'll probably stay on till at least open, and then I'm gonna go finish watching football with Amy. Amy is my wife, and she trades too. I think you're new to the Discord, Dan. So I was just letting you know that. So if it seems weird, like I'm talking to Amy, it's because I live with her. So, okay. Let me just zoom in because I had something drawn here. Snoop, bro, he's trying to climb onto the desk. I drew something out here that was holding price. Oh, this 1 hour gap. So we have this 1 hour gap right before all time highs here. So I'm gonna for sure mark this on my chart. I'm gonna actually extend this right. Snoop, stop whining, bud. Because unless we can close above this 1 hour, no all time highs, and obviously we just dumped like mega. So, bro, Snoopy, can you relax? Sorry, my dog he is feeling all puppy mode, and yeah. So like we had all of this LRLR down here, right, and this SMT, and apparently on Friday we just literally took everything. Like we swept all this, all this, all this, all this. So like everything down here, I had all these levels. I gotta just delete them now, man. This data low is gone. We smacked through this 15-minute. Am I am I trading Monday AM? And if I do, am I bullish? I don't know yet, to be honest. So, I mean, initially, I would want. I mean, honestly, I would expect to see some sort of a retrace from this massive dump, right? So if we're gonna remain bearish, um, this giant 4 hour is gonna hold. So, dude, we just swept so much, and I feel like there's not really any like major higher time frame gaps to the left until like right here. And so I honestly might be bearish till we tap this 4 hour, to be honest. So because look at all this LRLR down here still. Wait, this SMT is gone. So I know, Snoop. So we have all this LRLR down here still, and this swing low inside this gap. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we. Oh, thank you. Here, go see mama. Jeez, little whiner, bro. Little whiner, bro. Little whiner pup, dude. So this is my next area of interest. Is this 4 hour down here, because I think we're gonna reach down for this. Because if you look to the left, there is no gaps here. You see this? This is all like super balanced price action. And so there's not really anything that we're going to like turn around and bounce out of here, right? So my next area is here. And if for some reason we get down to this gap and this gap just breaks, then I'm bearish to this low. So in which case, like, we have this gap down here, right? Not specifically, but how can I know if we would retrace or continue higher or lower? You just have to watch. So in times like this, when we have this big of a dump, like this big of a move, your smartest move is to wait and see how we're going to react from that. Because in my opinion, we're going to get a retrace. Like, I feel like if you look how long the market's been bullish, right? Like, the market's basically always bullish, right? But we've been bullish since, like, this is all the way back in June, right? So we're just mad bullish. And this is a pretty massive news dump, but I don't think that this is going to change our higher time frame bias too much. Like, I think we're going to end up just going back to being bullish right away, honestly. But so this is what I like to do is do these charting sessions, right? Because then I can find areas where I can see what we're reacting from. Do we bounce from bullish gaps? Do we bounce from bearish gaps? That way I can figure out more of the direction the market wants to go. Let me pull up NQ or ES on the 4-hour to see if there's like a SMT that would be worth noting. I have used Top Step, but I don't currently. Are we at 50% from early September? Daily. Here, wait. Let me go to the daily. So if I go to the daily, right, now I can actually draw a range here because we have a major swing low and a major swing high. So I can drop my fib from here to here, see where we're at 50%. So right here is our 50%, right? But if you want to look from, yeah, this is from early September, okay? So I think this is what you're talking about. So this is September 2nd, the lows from September, lows from September 2nd, okay? And we just had this big expansion move up, right? Now we finally got this dump. I want to see if we can close below this 50%, right? If we close below this 50%, we're going to this gap here, which I kind of already feel like we might. But the fact that, like, see how we're just diving through this 50% right here? We have this 30-minute order block down, 30-minute bearish order block down. We have lows below. However, on the 4-hour chart, we also have an SMT. Where'd it go? Bro, where did it go? Hang on. I literally just had it. Okay, so we have a bullish SMT with this swing low. Wait. Even better. Okay, so we have a bullish SMT with this swing low down here, right? So I'm going to mark this out too. And we don't know here when we open in 12 minutes, everything I chart right now could not even be relevant. Like, this SMT might be gone. We might dump. We might open up. We might have a gap down. We might have a gap up. But we have this SMT on the 1-hour chart here. We are at 50% of the daily range from September. Now, the next thing I want to do is try and find a gap to the see, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm zoomed in here on the 1 hour. There's still no gaps here, right? Let's look on the 30. No gaps. This is all just like, I think this all gets ran, you guys, honestly. I think we're going to end up going for this 4 hour gap down here. Oh, sorry. 4 hour inverse to the downside. Let's check. Yeah, exactly. There's still 1 hour LRLR and this BPR. Here. Here. I think we come down to here, honestly, before we go back up. I don't know. Oh, yeah, let's check this 4 hour. Yeah, and we got this 4 hour inverse down here, right? So we've got the 4 hour V shape. We've inversed this 4 hour. We've inversed this 4 hour, right? So let's just say for pretend. Let's say for pretend that this is not the 4 hour chart and this is the 1 hour chart. Or no. Let's pretend that this is the 1 minute chart. Okay, so just pretend that this is not the 4 hour, it's a 1 minute. If you saw us blasting through these gaps, this gap, and then you look to the left and saw basically no gaps in all this LRLR right here, what would be the first thing you'd assume looking at the way this candle closed? Yeah. Right? Like, it's all fractal. Every time frame, it works the same. So 4 hour chart, we got this close way down here. Like, I don't see any reason we do not come for these lows. It would be weird if we didn't. But again, the market has been bullish for so long that there's also a possibility, you know, if I'm an investor, and I was telling Amy this earlier, I was like, you know, if I had just millions of dollars to be investing in the markets for like long term, and Friday I woke up and saw this dump, dude, I would low key buy a bunch down here, straight up, like to hold long term, you know, because we're not going to be bearish forever. Like, we will be bullish again. Probably this week we'll go back to bullish. We're just going to sweep all this sell side and get liquidity to go back up. And then we'll just, you know, slow ride back up to all-time highs while we accumulate all of these shares that are imbalanced right here. The question will come for those lows now or at 9:30. Yeah, I mean, I still have a data low marked at 23,960. Hang on. Will we come for those lows now or at 9:30? I don't know. We have to wait and see. Like, this is a pretty aggressive run attacking higher time frame LRLR, so it's possible that we open and just keep dumping. Yeah, the ride back up is going to be nasty, honestly, because it's going to be like the way that the shares will get reaccumulated through this is going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, I know it. I just know it. Because this is a really, really big imbalance in price. And it all needs to be rebalanced, and it's just going to happen very back and forth. I can feel it. All these shares, this is an imbalance of sell side, right? Or an imbalance of buy side, right? Because it's just pure down. There's no bullish legs in any of this. And so, dude, what a dump, man. I wish I would have been awake for that, dude. Like, Stuff like that is always fun to watch, low key. It's not fun if you get wrecked by it, obviously, but like, I mean, this is more exciting than the last. Now that I zoom in, I don't know what it was. Dude, that's why I've been like putting dates and like what the news candle was on my data wicks, because I always end up finding stuff marked out and I'm like, what is that? So I've been trying to mark stuff. So we'll definitely like stay on long enough to see how we open. Look at this. 4 hour. What else do I need to mark? No SMT. Dude, like, wow. Like, seriously, all of this is so balanced that I would be really shocked if we don't tap this gap at least. I just bought my first eval for tomorrow. Tips, 50K Top Step. Yes. Lots of tips, actually. Go into your... Here, wait. Let me show you, because I have Alpha Futures, so I have the same platform. Project. Did you... oh, never mind. That's all they have now. I forgot. One sec. Okay, so this is my... How do I bring this back into my browser? I don't know. Okay, so this is my project, or my Alpha Futures funded, and this is the same platform that TopStep uses. So go in here to your risk settings, okay? Put in how much you want to risk per day right here, and then activate, liquidate, and block. So that when you lose that much, you are locked out of your account and can't trade on it for the rest of the day. If you're new, like focusing on your discipline as a priority right now, I would definitely do that. So I have mine set 150, liquidate and block. Does that equate to one loss on the day for you? Not necessarily, no. Sometimes when I take trades, I don't have like a lot of confidence in. Like if it's a non-IFVG, I definitely trade with tighter stop losses and lower size. $500 is kind of a lot, bro. So if you bought a 50K, you have $2,000 in drawdown. Okay. $2,000 in drawdown. If you risk $500 per day, you're only going to give yourself 4 losses. Like, you need to give yourself more room than that. 500 is kind of a lot. Any reason why Alpha over Top Step? I like their account options, and I just like the company as a whole more, and I just don't like Top Step activation fees. And I'm like an Alpha Futures nerd. Like, I got Alpha Futures gear. I got the shirt. I got like a hat, and they have new account options called the zero account plan, and they have no activation fees. Where do you do that? Where do you do what? Yours is at 400? Yeah, but you're not new, Jay Brown. Dan is new, so he needs to, it's right here. So if you go to the settings right here on the left, and then go to risk settings. Like it should look exactly like this on Top Step. So risk settings, and then right here, daily risk lock. right? And so another thing I do too is see how I have these set already. You can also lock the risk settings for the day, right? So like you can't come in here and change it if you start going on tilt. So I'm just gonna do that now. Just lock it in, be safe. And then I can no longer be at risk of losing any more than $150 for the trade day. So I would definitely recommend doing that if you're first starting out. Liquidate just closes the position. Liquidate and block locks you out of the account for the day. So if you do just liquidate, all it'll do is close the trade, but you can still trade more. But if you do liquidate and block, then it blocks you out. We can tell people to lower it, but everyone thinks they're the one. I know. That's. I mean, no, I'm playing. So yeah, well, and I mean, yeah, 5 micros max for sure. Like even I don't even do like even sometimes I trade with like 2 or 3, honestly, just for like comfort. Wow. Okay, so we had a giant gap up. Yeah, 5 is a lot. I would honestly try like maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, what a gap. Holy. Dang it, I forgot to leave a trade open so that I could call out the tick. Shit. My bad. We've been calling out the opening price lately, chat. We cracked the algorithm. I forgot to do it. Dang it. Daily 50% is at 775. So let's open up the daily. Right? Here. So we got our 50% at, or did you just do just the bearish gap like this? Wait, how'd you do? Where'd you drop your fib? Man, what a gap up. Okay, so, and I mean, this is why I drew this out originally, right? This 4 hour, okay? Because I wanted to see how we react once we get into this 4 hour, right? So now we pump up, tap this 4 hour. If we reject this and start coming down, then I'm going to assume we're coming after this SMT and we want lower. But if we just start ripping up through this 4 hour, then we're cooked. So, do you mind from all-time highs to the bottom of the daily? Like to the wick or the body, the candle body? Like that? No, it had to be the wick. Nah, I'm way overthinking this. And I got to hear her say, "You really are," from the other room. That's so cool. She's like in here. uh, how's everybody been, man? I haven't been doing anything in here. I feel so bad. We're locked back in this week, dude. We'll be good. I think this week, I mean, hopefully the tariff news gives us a week of good PA. That'd be cool. Damn, man, we just ran so much buy side just now. Psst. 790, bro. These candles are like 40 points right now. What is happening? Dude. We about to trade Asia? Are you in I just longed on paper because I'm goofing. Because I'm already fiending to press the button. So I get it out on paper. What's up, Bert? Like when I top tick. Dude, I know, bro. Like we sat here and okay, cool. I'm glad this is stopping out. I do not want this to pump, bro. Like if anything, I want this just to tap this 4-hour and reject. Might draw my fib in the 4-hour low key out of curiosity. Damn, man. Why do we have to just gap up like that, bro? Well, I mean, honestly, if we do just keep pumping it, I'm not going to be surprised. Like, I kind of just thought that this would all get eaten back up anyway. Dude, damn. How can I change it that it will show how much time left on the candle? Oh, right click and go to settings and then on status line. Wait. No, scales and lines. You want to enable countdown to bar close. Dude. Chat. I'm about to chase on my Alpha Futures account right in front of y'all. What? Okay. You guys, don't touch this right now. Let tonight play out and see where we're at. I wouldn't touch this, obviously. Yeah, please do not trade this right now. We need to see what's going on first. Yo, Vert just came in here to like complain that we're at all-time highs and leave. Stupid NWOG. Blink. Low-key nice IFG to the downside. I mean, I guess. Okay, hey, wait. You guys want to try this P15 or what? So if we get this P15, I'll try it. It's like, this is so volatile, bro. How do you have a stop loss that's the right size? $300. Dude, this is cooked. If P15 doesn't work, yep, it's cooked. If P15 fails, the market is cooked. Killing a cat. Dude, seriously? Like, these 30-second candles are a 15-point gap? Bro. So, I guess after seeing how we just opened, a dream scenario is we don't go up too much higher. We generate some buy side and tap down at least into this and then try and get longs. So I guess that would be dream scenario. Dude, these candles are making me want to trade. You're not gonna. I'm not trading till Tuesday. I said I'm not. That's what I said. I'm not trading till Tuesday. Is what I meant. The ITL, this one, I will listen to a Dan. You talk about this low. I would love for us to come to after this low. Below it. Below it. This one? Here? Oh, wait, here? This one? Yeah, that would be great. Again, that, like, ideal scenario, but look how far that is now. Like, we just opened up 500 points, 600. Dude, no way. This low. 600 points away from it now. That sucks, man. But I've got my eye on this SMT. I'm going to keep this marked. So we got our retrace to the 4 hour right now, right? We just tapped the 4 hour. Up here. So, dude, like, if this wasn't such a big stop loss, I feel like I would, like, dude, like, look at this. Just to the swing high is like a 60-point stop loss. Bro, that's crazy work. A bigger retrace. So the more that we don't retrace into this gap, the more bearish I'll be, if that makes sense. The higher we push into this bearish gap right here, the more bullish I'll start becoming. But the lower that we hold in this gap, I'm going to lean more bearish, if that makes sense. So you see how this gap's holding? Like, we're tapping it, but we're not digging up any higher. Ideally, that is kind of what I would want to see if I want us to go lower. Even with one micro, that's $120. Dude. Yeah. But, yeah, this volatility is kind of crazy. I wonder what, like, gold looks like right now. Oh, dude, gold is doing things. Gold is tapping into this 1 hour and rejecting, but it's pumping. Damn. All right, guys, I'm going to need your help on this one. Let's all say it. London Stream. London Stream. I'm kidding. How do you know how much are we going to retrace into the FVG? You do not know how much. There's no way. I mean, I'm not good enough to know how far. I just like to draw my levels out and see how we react and then make decisions after that rather than try and make the prediction of where we're going. I like doing that too. Dang it. Honestly, I just use 50% the most, really. Like, if I have this gap drawn out and I'm curious to see how far, I'll just drop a 50% in here. And if we keep trying, but keep wicking and we can't come close to this 50%, then it makes my bias lean bearish. But if we are just pushing and start closing above this 50%, then I'm going to say, okay, maybe we're actually more bullish. So I tomorrow's a bank holiday too. So the market's open, but tomorrow's a bank holiday. So I probably won't actually trade tomorrow, honestly. I don't know. I gotta see what candles are doing. If they're moving like they are right now, honestly, I'll probably trade. Like if the volatility is close to how it is that, or close to how it was just now, I would probably trade. But I don't know. If I look at the chart on the 1 minute time frame and I'm not seeing any fair value gaps being put in, then I'm for sure not gonna trade. So, but yeah, good session. I am gonna go finish watching football and chill for the rest of the day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'll upload this. I'll upload this to the YouTubes. Would you target? And yeah, that's where my TP is. Just NWOG. But I don't know, man. This candle, the way we open right here. I mean, does that look bearish? Not really, honestly. Feel like we might just leave this NWOG behind and start trying to fill this 4 hour. This is, yeah. Boo. Go down. Yeah, I could be, because we have good targets above. So we have all this LRLR and this swing high. So like if even though on the higher time frame, right? If I zoom out, okay, we're in this 4 hour gap to the left. It's a bearish gap, sure. But if I zoom in on a lower time frame and I see us respecting bullish gaps, then temporarily I can flip my bias to bullish until we sweep liquidity, like this high here or these highs, and then we tap into a bearish gap to the left and see how we react to that. But if we're putting in bullish gaps and respecting them right now, then until I start seeing more bearish price action, I might I might be bullish. You just have to adapt, honestly. And I feel like Trump markets, you have to adapt every freaking day. You have to adapt every like couple hours. But that's what we do. So no, I stream PM. I like streaming PM more. I like trading PM more than AM, actually. Well, sometimes. Lately, I've been just trading like later at night because I've been trying to take care of the puppy and let Amy trade during the day. But I don't know. I really want to lock in on copy trading this week and stop doing stuff one account at a time. But sometimes copy trading just stresses me out. Sorry, I'm zoning out. I think I need some water. Give me one sec. Okay, not gonna lie, I blew all my fundeds. Had a long limit that got missed, longed at the top with a whole mini right after, and started going down. When I shorted with 2 minis to make up for it, it started pumping. Yeah, profitable. I'm not gonna lie, I know exactly what you're talking about. And like bottom line, you can't do that. You have to stop. So one thing that I have tried to do, but I'm not always good at it, is after you have a trade, win or lose, to walk away for 15 minutes or so and just reset and gather yourself. And that way you don't give yourself a chance to act on those emotions that you're feeling in the moment. But I know it's hard, bro. Like, it's so easy to tilt, dude. Trust, I get it. I tilted on my Tradeify after getting a payout from it. Because I didn't know that the daily loss limit rule disappears. Like, after you have 3K in profit, the daily loss limit disappears, and I didn't know that. And so I was like trading, and I thought the daily loss limit was going to get hit and lock me out, but it didn't. And so when the trade didn't close, I like got pissed and just like held it and just keep watching it go against me, like with 2 minis, bro. And I was just like, I tilted and I just lost the account. So we're not perfect, man. It happens, bro. Like, being a profitable trader doesn't mean being perfect. You know, you just have to find the best ways to manage yourself and how you react. So definitely, like, the thing that I try and work on best is like self-awareness. And so like if I am feeling all anxious and feeling all emotional, like, cuz sometimes when I'm watching the chart I start getting antsy, you know? And I'm like, I can feel my legs start tapping, and I'm like, when I start feeling like that, I should probably for sure not trade. You know? So like, is there any like physical cues or any like things that happen to you in the moment that you might be able to like recognize and like redirect yourself? And also another thing too, if your discipline is really, really bad and you can't manage it, get yourself an account that has Project X so you can use the risk settings, because that's been a game changer. Like, I wanted to get payouts with Alpha Futures so bad that I kept tilting, bro. And then finally I got Project X accounts. Then they locked me out like after $200 losses every day. And I ended up getting payout like a month later because it just changed everything, bro. Like, if you really manage your risk, that's how you make it work. Like, you don't need to have an amazing win rate. You don't have to have perfect entries and exits. You need to manage your risk, and that's how you'll be profitable. My win rate hasn't been the greatest. So some of my accounts have a win rate that's like lower than 60, lower than 60%, lower than 50%, but they're profitable because my losses are really small. I only let my biggest loss ends up being like, I think it was like my biggest or my average win was like 350 and the average loss was like 90 because I just didn't let myself lose a lot with like a 3 point something R, 4R or something like that. I don't know. At first, dude, I stressed so bad on trying to be perfect, dude, and just like I would never trade because I would only wait for the best setups because I was scared to lose. So I've cared about win rate way too much, but dude, risk management's way better. Yeah, I trade IFEGs. But lately I've been trading I don't know, man. A decent RR on IFEGs, to be honest. The thing about IFEGs is, so I trade IFEGs different than most people though because I use a hard stop loss. So that's my different. I don't use a close back above or below. I use a hard stop. So it helps my RR. Because then my losses aren't all over the place. If you find a way to make your losses consistently not that bad, then the rest will be easier to figure out, honestly. It's just the losses that get people in trouble, dude. Not the losses, but it's letting losses get out of control is what gets people in trouble. Controlling losses can definitely prevent tilt, especially when, dude, because so when I had my risk settings on my alphas, bro, I had 4 days in a row where I lost, like I hit my loss limit 4 days in a row, and that only ended up being like $800. So then the next day was a winning day, and I made up almost all of those days back because, yeah, just keep your losses small, man. It's getting cold in here, bro. Is it the fourth quarter yet? In backtesting, my average RR is 1.5 with a 70% win rate. Yeah, that's more than profitable. Oh. Hang on, I want to see if it's fourth quarter. Yep. Right now, I'm sustaining a 65% win rate. I'm trying to just focus on consistency and refining my entries through hours and hours of backtesting and practicing holding my contracts. Getting the screen time definitely helps with trying to do it live. I've noticed an improvement in holding trades and getting better entries. Any tips for how you've done this? Bro, so yes, actually, I do. Force yourself, if you genuinely want to improve on those things, force yourself to sit through the discomfort. It's a necessary discomfort needed to grow. So if that's what you want to practice, like genuinely get in the trade, set your limits, sit on your hands like this. Yeah, I do. Here. Almost at 600 subs, bro. That's Let's go. But yeah, because that's one thing that I wanted to get better at too is holding to my TP, right? But then also at the same time, bro, you got to make the decisions needed to make your money as well. Because, I've honestly let a lot of wins go because I was trying to hold to take to my target, and it came back on me. I usually trade a mini, Dan. Except for all my alphas because I'm trying to get out of drawdown. If I do trade micros though, I honestly no. I'd like to say that I do that, but my bad if this is long. I don't know how to proceed right now, to be honest. I was up almost 10K with already 7K in payouts over 5 months and then blew the whole account over a single $200 loss. Then last week I grinded with 20 evals and passed 11, and now I feel like an idiot for blowing all at market open. I don't feel like a single funded is enough to make up for my losses, but now feel uncomfortable investing into evals. Like hard to trust myself all of a sudden. Okay, so you need, honestly, in my opinion, I would cut yourself down and trade one account for a while. Yeah, please. I think Amy wants to come talk to you. Should I risk more or less, and definitely size down? If you're in drawdown, you need to risk way less and get yourself back up. Like there's no point in full porting to try and build it back up. Mr. Profitable, Amy's gonna say something.
Hey, dude. Okay, so I've been trading for like almost 4.5 years, and did like 2 solid years with IFEGs and futures, and recently hit a pretty rough patch. Um, I was trading straight to fundeds because I was sick of trading evals, and I had like between 7 and 10 um, funded accounts across a few prop firms, some that were straight to funded, some that were just, like smaller ones and stuff. And just on Friday, I blew with that dump. That my stop loss just got completely ran through and blew every single one of those fundeds. And I know it's super, super frustrating, and you feel so many feelings and you're so disappointed in yourself, and it's awful. Um, my best advice and what I'm doing is I don't trust myself right now that I'm not going to revenge trade, or that I'm not going to be greedy when I do trade. And so I'm just going back to small 25K evals until I can prove to myself that I'm worthy of getting more accounts. I'm not worried about stacking major amounts of accounts right now. It really is about getting confidence back. And so, if you can at all within yourself, get yourself to that place, that's like for long term. And I think about trading as like a long term thing. It's not just about the payouts that we're getting right now, it is a long term career. And so, all of these things are our tuition and are the things that cost us money, unfortunately, but it's how we learn and how we grow through it. So I know it sucks, buddy, and I'm really sorry. And I'm there. I've been there. I'm there currently. I get it. But do what you can to just like regrow that confidence. You can always add accounts over time. It doesn't have to be like right now. So worry about your self-awareness, worry about like what you know to be true and how you trade, and get back to that as much as possible. I hope that makes sense. I'll stop there.
Dang, that was way better than what I said, dude. Yeah, Amy just went hard. Well, volatility is high, meaning these candles are moving a lot, and so if you're trading too heavy, you're going to be risking a lot very very easily. And that's another thing too, when you're talking about sizing, if we are in higher volatilities, you want to size down because price moves faster and you want to be able to have a wider stop loss. So in that case, you would need to size down. Here's a couple of P15s playing out, huh? One right here. P15 here, P15 here. Dang, 2 P15 wins back to back. Savage. Yeah, I'm going to hop off, you guys. Yeah, I forgot to. And I said I was going to hop off 30 minutes ago, I think. I'm really good at that. Sorry, y'all. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later.